Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today, Al Nygren, the executive director and curator of the New Jersey Film Festival, sits down with the producer of the short film Foster Dog as part of the New Jersey Film Festival Filmmaker interview series. Then Mayor David Stahl talks with members of local veteran programs about East Brunswick Day and Dining for a Cause, which will help raise funds and awareness for veteran programs around East Brunswick and Middlesex County. Then we head outside on a beautiful Saturday afternoon where the library held a friendly bocce ball tournament at the newly renovated bocce court at the East Brunswick Senior Center. And Bob Scherzer from the East Brunswick Charitable Foundation has information about the upcoming 19th Annual Community Award of Excellence dinner. All this, plus we'll take a look at library programs coming up in the month of September. So stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now.
Hi, it's Mayor David Stahl. As you know, we've got the second annual East Brunswick Community Day coming up. It'll be here very shortly on September 19th. Last year's event was a tremendous success with a terrific amount of turnout from our local community in terms of vendors and our charitable groups. And the community really turned out in force to come see the wonderful activities that are here in East Brunswick. So we're really looking forward to the second annual Community Day. As part of Community Day this year is going to be the 7th annual Dining for a Cause. This is a fundraiser in which we raise funds for our community for charitable organizations or individuals in need and require financial assistance. This year, we're going to work with the VFW Post number 133 and their efforts together with the Middlesex County Veterans Advisory Council in terms of making sure our homeless vets have a place to live. I'm sure everyone can agree that our veterans who served our country so proudly deserve nothing the best from those that can give. So I'm going to talk a little bit more. Joining me today, I've got past District 8 Commander Mike Goff, who many of you I'm sure have seen being so active in town with VFW Post number 133. Doug Breen is a Middlesex County Veterans Service Coordinator, and Bob Porter, who's the District 8 Junior Vice Commander and the Quartermaster of VFW Post number 370. Gentlemen, I appreciate you coming today and looking forward to discussing more detail how we can help our veterans. Mike, I want to first turn to you and talk about some of the successes that you've had at the VFW even over the summer, particularly with respect to the recent race that you sponsored.
Yes, our annual 5K race that we've done, this was our 4th annual one we've had. We've had just under 400 participants this year. The township has been, they're a phenomenal asset for us. They make sure that thing runs nice and smoothly every year. The money we raise from this, from that fundraiser goes to the Middlesex County Homeless Veterans Fund that we have set up with VFW Post 370 out of New Brunswick. And we work this in conjunction with Doug Breen here from the Middlesex County Veteran Services Department of the Health and Human Services Department. We hooked up with Doug mainly because we got one-stop shopping with Doug when it comes to our homeless veterans. He's there. He's got all the other assets available to help them fully integrate back into society.
Doug, I know that Freeholder Director Rios and the board members of the freeholders here in Middlesex County have been very supportive of our veterans.
Very much.
Talk a little bit about what the Freeholders program is and what you're responsible for.
So thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity to talk about our program. Mike, thanks, working great with you all. So we have a very innovative program. It's called VHAP, Veteran Housing Assistance Program. It's the only program like this to our knowledge. We know that in the state of New Jersey, we're the only one that does this, and possibly in the country. We had just gone down to Washington, D.C. 2 months ago, and we received an award for innovative programs working with community assets. So the freeholder, Rios, has been amazingly instrumental. He, 3 years ago, came to Bridget Kennedy, my boss, and basically said, we want to help homeless veterans. What's the best way that we can do that? Make it happen. And he was just very instrumental in supporting it. They were able to allocate $100,000 for the last 3 years, so it's been $300,000 over the last 3 years toward working with homeless veterans. That money comes from the Homeless Trust Fund. And we were able to put together a program where if a veteran is a renter and they reside in the county of Middlesex, and they have a problem with either they're being evicted, close to being evicted, or if they're behind on their rent for whatever reasons that may be, and there's always a myriad of issues that are involved there. We have worked with veterans that in age anywhere from 21 years old up to 84 years old. We've had a Korean War veteran who was in the middle of a divorce, and he had to leave his apartment, and both living on Social Security, and then he was not able to come up with funds for a security down payment. We've had veterans living in their cars and vehicles. Increasing number of veterans coming back from the present conflicts that we've been in for the last 15 years. Broken families. Divorce rates are very high because of multiple deployments.
The program that the county has really provides almost like a long-term assistance, but when we really need that short-term help for that veteran,
Yes.
the program that the VFW posts are putting together and working together with you is really that emergency fund that's
For the
needed.
emergency fund, and I should say, and thank you for saying that, we do work very closely with two other agencies. One is called Soldier On, the other one is called Community Hope. These are both funded by the VA. The VA has put out over the last 3 years about $1.5 billion just to combat homelessness, to the effect that now we're very close to alleviating the main issue of veterans actually living on the street. Done a phenomenal job. The VA's come under fire for certain things. They're not as good in certain areas, but they're very good in eliminating the homelessness problem. So Bob's going to talk a little bit about the issue that we have.
Well, when the whole issue came up with Doug dealing with public funds, and of course Community Hope and Soldier On dealing with federal monies through the VA and everything else, they have certain limitations on how the money can be used. And we've come to discover that in the beginning of the whole process of taking care of homeless people, we're running into some gaps caused by various reasons. One of it may be identification problems. Getting into these programs, you need your records, and they need to be verified and so forth and so on. And not a whole lot of, not very many homeless people walk around with their military records on them. So once we get an inkling that they are actually veterans and so forth, but we need to get that verification from the government, from the DD 214, which takes time, and we're relatively sure that they are veterans. I have a little bit more discretion on what I can do with the funds that we raise, where we are able to put them up on an emergency basis, like we said, to get them into a hotel for a few days until all that information can be brought together, and then get them through the more permanent process of the long-term housing process.
What I want to turn to is for the folks that are watching at home who may not be able to come to Community Day. I want to ask them really come out to Community Day because it's a great event. Ask them to buy. What we're going to do for Dining for Cause is we're actually going to run the food vending that day, and then take the proceeds. We're going to work with the Portuguese fisherman. My brother-in-law, Mark Silva, owns that restaurant. He's going to work with us on that, and we're going to get the youth council involved as well as VFW members and other people in the community to help assist us. And I've reached out to the local business community to help provide contributions and sponsorships to, again, the goal here is to raise as much money as we can to help our vets, as well as the regular charitable trust funds that comes out of that event. So if you wanted to give and help our vets, is there a way, Mike, that maybe, or Bob, that maybe can answer, how can someone at home help your program?
Well, we're glad to take donations. Make the donations out to VFW Post 133, and in the memo section, put it down as Homeless Veterans Program Assistance. And we'll make sure that that money gets into our dedicated fund for our homeless veterans.
And it's 100% of that will go toward that fund. So there's no administrative fees or any overhead or anything of that nature. My salary is paid by the county, and Bob is a volunteer.
Right.
And this is a busy time. We've been getting very busy over the
Summertime is
last
busier,
3
yeah.
weeks, and I anticipate a pretty busy. What happens in the wintertime when there's freezing weather?
Right.
The shelters are required by state law that they have to take anybody, and so we can get a veteran in a shelter very quickly when it's very cold. But when it's relatively cool or balmy, the shelters are usually full. And so that's when we have to act. And I anticipate that the fall being a very busy season, so it would be a good time.
Well, I want to thank, from a volunteer standpoint, I know how hard, I know, particularly I'm more familiar with VFW Post 133. Their members have been terrific in supporting the veterans and many different programs for many, many years. And Bob, I'm sure your post is just as energetic as well. Doug, as I said, I think it's quite a unique program. As you said, probably the only one in the state, if not the country. And you were to be commended as well, as I said, the Board of Chosen Freeholders for being so proactive for our vets. We gather once a year, for Veterans Day, and we always talk about the need to support our veterans. And here's a perfect example of how you can get involved in supporting our veterans. This is a concrete example of just how a little bit of money goes a long way in making sure a veteran finds a place to stay. So again, I encourage you to come out to East Brunswick Community Day on September 19th. It's going to be up at the Community Arts Center from 12 to 5. Come out and learn a little bit more about your community, but also come by, get some delicious food, and support our veterans. Looking forward to seeing you up there. Thanks for watching, and always, every day, remember our veterans, because they're the ones that keep us safe 24/7 here in America. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, it's Al Nygren from the New Jersey Film Festival, back to give you more information about our upcoming film program, which will be taking place this fall, 2015, at Rutgers University. The New Jersey Film Festival will run from September 11th through October 18th on select Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings at our state-of-the-art facility, Voorhees Hall, room 105, on the Rutgers College campus of Rutgers University, located at 71 Hamilton Street in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Over the course of the next few weeks, we'll have some filmmaker interviews with some of the films that'll be screening. And today, we have a very special guest. We have Lori Rood here. She's the producer of a wonderful short film called Foster Dog. Welcome, Lori.
Yes, thank you, Al.
So tell us a little bit about how you got involved in this film. Tell us about the film, too.
Sure. Lisa Alonzo Villar and I met a few years ago at a film networking event in the city. The funny thing is the event was so loud that we couldn't even speak. It was like a club. It was like, pumping club music.
Yeah.
So for a networking event, we found that kind of odd. So there was a group of us, we exchanged cards, and then I sent out an email, and Lisa suggested, why don't we get together at this certain Starbucks? And so about a dozen of us got together, just went around the room and talked about what we do. And then we were like, we have this connection.
Yeah.
So now what? And I found the 48-hour film project. So we ended up doing a 48-hour film within just, a few months of meeting.
Crazy, crazy. But how did you get involved in making Foster Dog?
So she and I worked together on a few different things, and she is an incredible animal lover, and she works at a vet clinic and walks dogs and pet sits, and I'm an animal lover as well. She's more dogs, I'm more cats, to be honest.
Me too, me too.
Okay, good. And she's wanted to make a film. She's primarily a screenwriter and filmmaker, and really wanted to make a film starring her dog Rochester.
Oh, yes. Rochester is the friend of the handicapped dog.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, and then she wanted to loop in all the dogs that she knows.
Right.
And she has a friend who has Finnegan, who is the star, who is the little disabled dog.
Right. So this disabled dog is looking for a home. He's being fostered by a family, and there's all sorts of trials and tribulations because his handicap is he has weird back feet. He walks funny.
Yes, exactly. His and we found out in the film that he doesn't have kneecaps in the back.
Right.
So he walks funny, and you can see where people would be very nervous to adopt a dog like that. But he gets around really well.
It's funny because, in my experience with animal rescue, which I've been doing for the last couple of decades, that the handicapped animals seem to draw more attention than the older senior dogs or cats. And, it's very strange how that works. But it was a really heartwarming film. And what I liked most about it is that you have human voices talking for the dogs, but somehow they're not anthropomorphized, I think. I mean, they sound like dogs talking.
Yeah, we had some incredibly talented actors.
Yeah, the voices are really wonderful.
Yeah, Stephen Friedman is a voice actor, and he's just outstanding. And he voices Rochester,
Right.
whose name in the film is Rochester.
Right.
And then the other one is an actor I've worked with before, Jose Restrepo, and he's been on Broadway, off Broadway, very wonderful talent. And I worked with him on a previous film. And he voices Henry, the younger dog, who's a little, who's very excited, but has a disability. So he's very nervous about being fostered.
And he feels that. We won't tell what happens at the end of the film, but we can say it's a feel-good movie.
Yes.
And at the same time, you know, there was obviously more. The reason for making this film was to make people conscious about trying to save animals' lives, and because so many of these animals that are in shelters are, you know, they don't make it because shelters can only hold so many animals, and there's high kill rate at many of the shelters. So people, if you have animals and you have to surrender them, don't surrender them to a shelter. Look for no-kill shelters at the worst, or at the best, I should say, and try to find somebody else to adopt them. And I think that's perhaps one of the messages of the film.
Right, and then really to promote foster programs, you know, and we all have room in our hearts. Perhaps you have room in your home as well for an animal.
Yeah.
You know, I've fostered a number of different cats when I was very connected to my aging cat who had cancer. And they say if you get another one, that extends their life. So I couldn't commit to another cat, but I could certainly foster.
Foster, yeah.
So that's how I got into
I'm a
fostering.
foster fail. I think I mentioned that to you before. I ended up fostering all these animals, and I couldn't give them away. So I have so many cats. But, you know, they all had disabilities in their own right, and they were, in some ways, we thought they'd have a difficulty being adopted. They're black, and one has a leg too long, and one's on the chubby side, and that kind of stuff. But Foster Dog is a film that everybody should come and see, because of the performances of the dogs as well as these terrific voices. The film is set where?
It's in New York City, and we have some excellent footage of New York City as well. Our director of cinematography, Minos Papas, is a Greek filmmaker, a Cypriot filmmaker.
Right. What's been the response at other festivals of this film? I mean,
people really want to come up to us and talk to us about how they can help when they see the film, and they share their stories about.
Well,
how
our
they
judges
fostered.
scored it very high, and you know, most of the judges, we have a two-tiered judging process. Our first one is done by interns. They kind of weed out the chaff from the rest of the stuff that we get, and then it goes to a more sophisticated jury, and it scored high in both of them. So you're in good shape. You know, the thing about our festival is it's a competition. And so now Foster Dog is in line for Best Short Film. So keep fingers crossed. We'll be announcing the winners on October 9th, I believe, which is the end of the competition part of the festival. Thanks so much for coming, Lori. We really appreciate you coming here. And I know that Lisa, the director of the film, is going to be coming and presenting the film, doing an intro and a Q&A. And your film is going to be the first of a two-part double bill. Foster Dog is the short that will kick off the program on Sunday, September 20th at 7 p.m., followed by All in Time by Chris Fetchko and Marina Donahue. They're also going to be interviewed as part of the series, so stay tuned for that. Again, the program begins promptly at 7 p.m. on Sunday, September 20th. There's free food courtesy of Jimmy John's of New Brunswick prior to the screening, and there's free parking next to the space too. So I hope you'll come and join us for this wonderful program. And thanks so much for coming, Lori. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Al. We're really looking forward to being a part of the New Jersey Film Festival.
Thank you.
Oh, look at this place. He's the new Foster?
Yeah, I guess that's me. They call me Henry.
I need water. I'll be right back. No way. I was Henry once with my first family.
We were both Henrys? Wow, that's really cool.
Hi, I'm Melissa Hosick, and I invite you to attend our upcoming September events at the East Brunswick Public Library. All are open to the public. On Thursday, September 10th at 7 p.m., aspiring or experienced writers are welcome to attend the first meeting of the Writers Group. On Monday, September 14th at 7 p.m., join our new cookbook club. test a new recipe, and bring an appetizer to share. On Wednesday, September 16th at 7 p.m., Cindy Mussman will show you how to stage your home to make it more appealing to buyers. On Wednesday, September 30th at 7 p.m., Ron Granberg and Brian Nolan will help you navigate insurance and long-term financial planning. To learn more about our many other events, such as film screenings, crafting classes, and reading discussion groups, visit ebpl.org or follow us on social media. We hope to see you in September.
The East Brunswick Charitable Foundation was incorporated in November 1999 as a 501c3 organization with the goal of giving back to the community. Today, we sponsor a number of community causes, including the following education-related programs. 1, the David J. Germain Senior Memorial Community Service Scholarships, which is awarded to graduating high school seniors. These cash awards are reserved for qualifying college-bound students who reside in the communities of East Brunswick, Milltown, South River, and Spotswood. The criteria for these awards include academic achievement, financial consideration, leadership ability, and extracurricular school and community activities. In addition, we have the Dr. Michael and Marlene Nissenblatt Scholarship Awards, which was established in 2004. And these awards are given to medical students pursuing their education in conventional Western and/or traditional Eastern medicine. These scholarships are given to first and second year medical students. The scholarships honor the Nissenblatt's legacy of service and humanitarian contributions to our greater community and are intended for future caregivers who will bring the human touch back to the bedside. The Charitable Foundation recognizes those individuals who it believes will follow in the footsteps of Dr. Michael and Marlene Nissenblatt. We also have the Dan Bonamici Community Service Award, which was established to honor the foundation's first treasurer, who passed away in 2003. Bonamici funds have benefited Spotswood causes such as the Spotswood High School DUI Crash Program, the Spotswood Police Academy, the DARE program, and the Police Department's Community Policing Program. The Foundation continues to sponsor various community service programs in the greater East Brunswick area, as we have in the past. Some of these programs include food and holiday gifts to families in need, particularly at holiday times through the various food banks. East Brunswick, Milltown, South River, and Spotswood Rescue Squads, the Boy and Girl Scout troops, the YMCA camp program, the Community Crisis Center, and various school activity programs. This year, the East Brunswick Charitable Foundation will hold its 19th Annual Community Award of Excellence Dinner on Thursday, October 8th at 6 p.m. at the Hilton Hotel in East Brunswick, located at 3 Tower Center Boulevard. We will proudly honor John Kosick, the Emergency Management Coordinator for the Township of East Brunswick, the Middlesex County Vocational and Technical Schools, and Elijah's Promise. Please help us to help others by attending our Award of Excellence dinner. To become a sponsor, attend the dinner at a cost of $85 per person, or to place an ad in our journal, or provide a gift for the Tricky Tray, or make a donation, please call Judy Zone at 732-991-4183, or Shari Levy at 732-995-2313. Thank you for your support.
Hi, Hi, my name is Melissa Hosick, and I'm the Adult Programming and Publicity Librarian here at the library. This afternoon, we were having a bocce tournament. Last month, we actually had a bocce lesson for those who wanted to learn the basics of the game, and some people came back and some others came to have a friendly tournament. Bocce is based in an ancient Roman sport. The deal is to get as close to the white ball as possible. White ball is called a polino. Thomas Burzak, who was an Eagle Scout from Troop 223 last November, we built the court here at the Senior Center. He put his blood, sweat, and tears in, putting in 4 tons of gravel, and we're really appreciative of all the work he did. He actually came last month and watched us use the court, and he had a lot of fun. So the winners of the tournament each got a $10 gift card, and they could purchase their own bocce set, and we're gonna have a lot of fun today. So hopefully we can do this again, and we'll see you soon.